looking at Italy because they have been taking measures to slowly restart their economy. Even as the country remains in lockdown through the end of the month, earlier this week, the Italian government allowed specific industries, including bookstores and stationery shops, so first of some non-essential type stores, to reopen under very strict guidelines as a very cautious economic restart. Also included in Italy's next phase of the fight against the virus, the development of an app for contact tracing and increased antibody testing to see who may already have some immunity. NBC News foreign correspondent Matt Bradley has been in Rome for quite some time, where he's been reporting on Italy's efforts to reopen their country.
Yeah, Chuck, well, I mean, it's tempting to look at Italy as kind of the test case for what's happening with America's reopening, but that's not necessarily the case, because the problem is that Italy doesn't really have a plan right now. They have a task force, a committee that has been appointed by the Prime Minister's office to try to engineer the gradual reopening of the economy. And we saw the first sightings of that this week. They opened up a curious list of businesses: stationery shops, bookstores, children's clothing stores, and logging activity. All of this was kind of a curated list meant to open shops that wouldn't attract a flood of people all of a sudden. But it's also a test case. They're trying to see whether or not this opening a couple of shops will actually, start the respreading of the virus again. But the debate here is kind of interesting. It's falling along the very familiar fault lines: big business and industry, the so-called made in Italy businesses like the major fashion brands, the luxury car industry. Those are the things that Italian manufacturers are trying to preserve, and they're worried because the longer that those businesses stay shut, the more of a chance that buyers are going to be going to countries like Germany and sourcing their materials, their fashion labels, their cars in places like that, rather than here in Italy. That could be a major blow to the few industries that this country can claim as their own. Now, on the side of the labor unions, they're the ones who are butting up against the major industries. They're saying that they need to wait to reopen the industries, that the workers don't have the adequate protection, and that all of this is being done with too much speed and cynical decisions about whether or not workers can be protected when they go back to work. I spoke with an Italian epidemiologist. He said that all of this is wrong. Basically, he said that this is as if you were planning for D-Day back in World War II, and all the generals were talking about was the date of the invasion, not the soldiers, the guns, or the ships. Everyone here is obsessed with the date of the reopening. And he was frustrated that they're not actually talking about the actual mechanisms that could be put in place to reopen the economy while at the same time protecting workers, doing things like offering more adequate testing, ensuring social distancing in the workplace, preventing and providing for more people to be able to work from home. This, he said, isn't part of the conversation, and it really should be.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.